Inoa was speechless as she continued to stare at Tengen. Your fourth wife? She questions. Tengen didn't say anything for a moment, mindlessly fiddling with the golden bracelets around his wrists. You can't be serious, right? Fuchsia eyes glared at her. Glanced at her. A glare that told Inoa that he was indeed serious. Oh my god, you are serious? I wasn't too sure with myself, he finally replies. At first, I didn't think much about it, but the more I kept thinking about her, the more I became infatuated. He explained. He'd only assumed it was, attraction, but he had come to the realization that it was rather something else. His feelings for Yin were a lot stronger than he thought. He was a little annoyed at how cliché it felt. The whole realization he may care for her more than he thought just became, and also because he found her beautiful. But it was more than just looks. There was something else, and Tengen knew that for a fact, but he just couldn't pinpoint it. So, what you're saying is, you're in love with her? Inoue asked, snapping him out of his trance. Tengen breathes a sigh. As much as he wanted to, he can't help but ignore the simple catching sight of Yin and brought a sudden warmth that made his heart race. He knows he can no longer deny or avoid it anymore. Yin restored his heart, and he was determined to woo her into becoming his fourth. Honestly, yeah, I'm in love. I've met and become smitten by an enchanted beauty who I've determined to make a lovely wife, he says proudly. She'll make a wonderful addition to my precious jewels. My lovely sapphire Suma, my wild and criminal topaz Makio, and my beautiful amethyst, Hinatsuru. She's a diamond just for me to come polish and make her shine, he adds. Wow, I had no idea you compared your wives to gemstones. Inoue rolled her eyes. So what gem are you? She asked. I'm going to butcher this name, but here we go. Tourmaline? Of course, it's the most colorful of all gems, which makes it flamboyant. Plus, it's my birthstone, he exclaims. Inoue rolled her eyes for the 10th time before waving the invitation in her hand. Well, speaking of gemstones, I hate to break it to you, but the chances of you getting your fourth wife are very slim. Huh? What do you mean? Tengen cocks his head in question. This. I had several clients who received this exact invitation from beautiful girls wearing elegant kazunas of gold and silvers. Apparently the brothel your future wife works at is very expensive, Inoue says. And? Tengen shrugged. All brothels in the red light district are expensive. True, but the Guran is unbelievably expensive. Usually people would roughly spend up to 40,000 yen, or $275, for a courtesan every month at any brothel in Yoshiwara. According to my customers, the Guran isn't your ordinary brothel. I know, I was already told this message prior, Tengen replied, recalling Yin telling him what. Inoue nods. Yes, and in order for you to become a customer, you'll have to be extremely wealthy in order to impress the matron, Inoue explains. Tengen quirks at a brow at that. What the hell? A matron? He questions. The so-called matron goes by the name of Lady Chao Miyamoto. She said Ichika as he entered the room with a tray of tea and cookies. She's the head owner of the Guran. The girls that work for her all come from poor families, while some are either homeless or foreign. The feminine male exclaims, sitting the tray down. According to records during the Edo, the Guran was once a ruken, or hotel, until it was destroyed by a fire. A decade later, it was bought by, I'm going to butcher his name, Doso Yatamoto, and was built into a bathhouse. Dotsu later married his second wife, Chao, Chiyo, who took over soon after he died, and the bathhouse was rebuilt into a brothel. Ichika says, "That's suspicious," Tengen commented. "If you're still willing to go through this, you need to have the money, Tenna honey. You got to have the money. You can't forget the money," Ichika says. It was Tengen's turn to roll his eyes. All right, I get it. I gotta be a rich man. Don't worry, Ichika. I think I can manage." "Ichika's right, Tengen. Make no mistake. That place will suck you dry if you're not careful. I don't know how true the rumors are, but Lady Yatomoto is said to be a very cunning and greedy woman. She'll ask you questions that you must answer thoroughly without a hitch, or else you may kiss your future wife goodbye," Inoue warns. "Yeah, I'm trying not to budge into it. Use your time wisely, because if you accidentally stay over your welcome, you'll wind up paying extra," Ichika says. "So if you're only going there to see your girlfriend, then don't let temptation distract you from doing just that. Ain't no one telling what goes on behind doors in that building." Tengen nodded, processing all that Ino and Ichika was telling him. From what he could understand, the Guran sounded like a place of trouble and high expectations. "All right, I'll try not to let my guard down." The sound Hashira sighs before standing up and turning his attention towards Inoue. "Anyways, if I have to be wealthy, then I have to look the part, right?" He smirks. Inoue immediately got the hint as she gave a defeated sigh before reaching for a sketchbook and pencil. "Fine, tell me what you want and I'll get to designing. But no rhinestones or anything too complicating." She glares. Come on, Inoue. Why can't you just let me be flashy? I'm like a peacock, and I want to use all this to attract a mate. He complained. He seemed so proud by the moment he mentioned his flashy appearance. "Because you'll scare her away with all that flashiness if you're too direct. And also in rhinestones and jewelry, with the looks to match, some people will call it an overkill. But you?" The young tailor chuckles. "I never have enough." He pouted like a child. "Yes, you can. Besides, I'm the best in Asuka. I know your style better than anyone," Inoue boasted. "She's right, Tennoa, honey. You shouldn't underestimate Inoue-chan's talent." Ichika inverses. "She knows a thing or two about flamboyancy and quality, and making sure our clients are happy." The dressmaker smirks. Inoue nodded with a smile as she continued to sketch a yukata over a male body base that matched Tengen's body measurements. "Just leave it to me. I'll make sure you look best for your Cinderella," she says. "So don't worry. You're going to be one dazzling peacock." Tengen couldn't help but have a grin on his face. No doubt he was excited to see what his favorite tailor could come up with to woo over his beloved.